Here we go. All right, guys. So this came about after talking, and I don't think she minds if I use her example. After talking to Nikki, I reached out to her last week because she's halfway to gold. Okay, and there's some of you that are further than that. There's some of you that are around there, and there's some of you that maybe are just past silver. And she said that one of her goals was to get to gold. And so I asked her how many people she was reaching out to about the opportunity. And she said, you're going to laugh, but none. And that just kind of was like a light bulb moment for me, and also for her. And just kind of got my wheels turning about what our team in general might be doing wrong to not be able to grow our teams. So one of the things that I'm super proud of Nikki for is she has been consistently in the 500 club, which is awesome. She hasn't missed a month. It's incredible. She will get to walk across the stage at convention. Super, super awesome. The thing is that there probably won't be many jewels walking that stage with her for the 500 Consistency Club. And here's why. The jewels are focused on building a team, okay? They're not focused on getting customers. Customers are awesome, but that is not what they're leading with. That is not what they're focusing on, because they want to reach as many people as they possibly can. And that's what they're going for. So adding teammates, I think there should be some kind of consistency club for that too, because it's great to have that motivator, right? But, placing all of your oomph in gaining customers will work, right? Because you'll gain customers, and Nikki was gaining customers like crazy, but it won't help you build your team. Yes, some customers turn into ambassadors. Totally true. Okay. But there's a difference between being intentional and focused and kind of switching your mindset a little bit. So what I did was I dug into some of the Jewels trainings who are really good at getting level ones. Now I have over 70 level ones. So I have done this, but I will say I have noticed too that my recruiting has gone down. And so I wanted to kind of look at what I was doing and see if we can make some tweaks as a team. So Sarah Taylor, she's a diamond, and I really like her. And so I watched some of her trainings, and I just have a couple things that I want to share. First of all, we need to have a little bit of a shift in mindset, in that we don't need to look at the bottom line per se when we're talking to people. We're not trying to add to our bottom line. We're trying to add to their bottom line. And just like not sharing, sorry, my computer won't charge. Just like not sharing the opportunity, the products with somebody is selfish, so is not sharing the opportunity. Okay? People need what we have. People are going to bed every night worried about how they're going to pay their bills. There's moms out there that feel isolated like I did and didn't have a network of supportive people. There are people out there who are so connected and influential that they could change literally thousands of lives. We need to be communicating that to them, that this opportunity is there for the taking. Anybody can do this. I don't care what your education level is, what you do for a living, what your personality is. Introverts, extroverts, it doesn't matter. Everybody in that spectrum is at the top of this company, okay? It just depends on what you do with the opportunity in front of us. All of the resources, all of the steps, all of the training, it's all there for us. This is not rocket science, but what stops us is fears, okay? It's what stops me. It's what probably stops a lot of you. And it's either a fear of not knowing what you're saying, not having confidence in yourself, not having confidence in our or belief in our opportunity, network marketing as a whole, or Plexus. That's usually where the fears stem from. And I encourage you all to really dig deep to see what stops you when you want to share the opportunity with somebody. Think about what's holding you back and really kind of evaluate those fears. So she says if we can shift our mindset, and that we can actually change someone's life in such an intense and crazy way, instead of kind of trying to just fulfill our bottom line, that's going to help us. We should always have the intention to change their life and not think about us, but them. We literally have the power to change their lives. And how will this impact their family? Think about, how it's impacted yours, okay? And health and finances and personal growth. There's so many things. And think about and share with them when you're reaching out. And we'll talk about how to reach out to people too before we stop. Why they could add value to this, or why they could use this opportunity to add value to themselves. Okay. Law of attraction. This is something that is kind of like so just, what's the word? So plain as day, clear as day, and something we overlook. What we put out, we attract. So if we're constantly talking about the products on Facebook and Instagram, and we're constantly talking about health and all that, what we're going to gain is customers, okay? It's as simple as that. If we are leading with the opportunity and talking about how this opportunity is changing our lives, utilizing people who are successful, if you're a silver ambassador, even if you're not a silver ambassador, you still have successes. You have dreams, you have hopes, and these are the things that should be shared on social media so that other people can understand what we're doing and, just be curious and decide to perhaps reach out to you. Now, I'll tell you, that doesn't happen very often. But if you're talking about this stuff on social media, when you reach out to them, it's already going to be in their minds. And that's the important part of social media. I think people think that all they have to do is post on Facebook and their team and their business just goes crazy. I wish, okay? It's just a canvas for us, and also somewhere for them to see that we're really serious about this. People watch and watch and watch, and a lot of times they watch and wait for you to quit, right? I have people message me all the time that say, clearly this is working for you because you've been doing it for 3 years with no letting up. And they finally say, I'm willing to try. And sometimes people just need that. And so we need to be consistent with Facebook, but Facebook is not, or social media in general, is not going to necessarily get people coming to you. It happens, but most of the reach outs, it just helps to have that canvas and to have that, belief being shared on a daily basis. Interweave it into your life, though. I talk about that a lot, but we don't want to be putting salesy posts up there. We need to be vulnerable, talking about our lives and how it's adding value and how you could add value to somebody else. Okay. So we all want business builders, right? We always talk about, if I could just get a runner, right? Here's the thing. We have to be our own runners. Okay. Don't ever wish and hope and pray for a runner. And I'm talking to myself as I say this, okay? We have to be our own runners. We have to set the pace. We have to set the standard. And if we're not doing what we're expecting others to do, it's never going to happen. And that's one of the laws too. And I'm forgetting what the name of it is. Law of the picture, maybe. I don't know. But it's important for us to be leading people and doing what it takes to have a successful team, because that way your teammates will understand what it takes and be able to duplicate that. Once again, following the leaders and finding who resonates with you is is easy. But talk about the fun, the self-growth, the serving of others, the community, the income, the inclusion, the learning, the excitement. One of the things that we've done recently is read the 4-Color Personality book. Use that information and apply it to your people. If you haven't read that book, read it. If you've read it, read it again and again and again and again and again, because it's so pertinent to our business. Celeste Gwynn says she has it in her car all the time on. And it's perfect because we can connect with people on a more deeper level that's meaningful to them because we're talking about things that are important to them. We don't want to talk to a blue personality all about the products and ingredients. They're going to say, no, thank you. I don't ever want to learn all that. I don't have time for that. Where's the party? So we need to focus on that. And it's important. So always go back to that 4-Color Personality book of MLM. It's super important. Simple 30 to 60 second voice messages are what people are using to reach out about the opportunity. They're being intentional. They're reaching out to 3 to 5 people a day about the opportunity. So how does that look? Well, it will look something like this. Hey, Megan, I wanted to know if you were up to learning a little bit more about what I'm doing. I know that you would be incredible at this. You have such a solid network of friends. Your heart is huge and people trust you. Can you meet up for coffee on Tuesday? That's it. Okay? Excitement in your voice. Tell them specifically why you think this opportunity would be good for them. If you have a door that opens, if someone's posting about how much they hate their job or that they miss their kids like crazy and they wish they could stay home, that needs to be in the message. Listen, I saw your post. I was in the same boat. I get it. Or I love staying home with my kids. Are you open to learning about what I'm doing? I think this would really be good for you. This might be your key to having that freedom. Let me share it with you. That's it. We don't need to go into, CFUs and probiotics and the comp plan and all of that stuff. That's later. What we need to do is just ask people to be joining us and have that confidence. That confidence and excitement needs to be, and personalization needs to be in those voice messages. If you're not sending messages like that every single day, that's why your team's not growing. Okay? And that's why my team isn't growing. And that's just the way it is. It's not rocket science. These are what the diamonds are doing. Okay. This is how they're building their team, and they're doing it day after day after day after day. And they're making new contacts and new contacts and new contacts, and they're being bold. And if people don't want to join them, one of the things that Celeste does in her messages sometimes, and feel free to do this, is say, you know what, girl, if you're not interested, it's no big deal. You were my friend before. You're still my friend, but I had to share with you. We are not desperate either, right? We will find people that want what we have, because a lot of people do. But we cannot be attached to the outcome. You're going to get no's. Actually, we all know that the diamonds at the top are there because they've gotten more no's than we have. We have to be able to detach ourselves from that. And we have to understand, because I know personally, several of you on here told me no first. So, you know what I mean? We know that it doesn't always mean no. It might mean the timing's not right. I don't know enough, whatever. Okay. So they're still going to stay in your follow-up system. Follow-up is key. I don't think I have to go over that again. But just be confident in what we have. And if you're not, you need to go back to your why, your belief, and you need to have a little comfort with the comp plan. Okay. Some people, depending on their personality, okay, are going to want to know that an emerald makes $10,000 a month or more, that a sapphire makes $25,000 or more a month, that a diamond makes $40,000 or more a month, that a double diamond like Celeste Gwynn makes $300,000 a month. People want to know that because, some people, not all, because they're not anything special, guys. These are just people that dug in, were bold, and did what they were supposed to do consistently. and kind of painted that vision. And I think that's something else that I'm trying to work on is painting that vision for people. You know, the opportunity that we have to help hundreds and thousands of people is just awesome. And so I encourage you all to, look at that information that's out there about the comp plan, but keep it simple. Again, just little tidbits here and there, depending on their personality type. So the messages again are just, I know you would be really amazing at this because of A, B, and C. Also, they talked about selling yourself as a leader. That's important. People have said to me that they're glad that they're on my team because I do trainings and try to lead the best I can. And there's people, outside of our team that have said, my upline doesn't do anything. So you need to be the leader your team deserves, right? And you deserve to be. And so I think it's important to sell yourself to these people, saying something like, and Sarah Taylor said something like, I'll hold your hand the whole way if you hold mine back. And that's important because we're not going to be here to drag people, right? If people don't want to do or have a hand in the opportunity, that's okay. Love them where they're at. But what we're talking about tonight is looking for runners intentionally and working with those people. And we need to help them see the potential, help them fast start gold if they want to, at least make sure they know about what that is and how it's achievable. I didn't even know that existed for quite a while after I joined. And just plug them into the resources. The other thing is that, I think one of the things that will help some of the leaders on my team is to start doing your own trainings, to start doing your own, groups or whatever it may be, especially as your team starts to explode. Because I'm telling you, if you do this, if you send messages that are intentional, non-threatening, and just full of your passion and real, your team will start to grow. It will. Nicole, I don't know if you'd be willing to share. Recently, you've added like 4 people, and I was actually going to write a shout out on the team page. But have you changed anything in what you're doing? Let me unmute you. There you go. No, it didn't work. It didn't unmute you. I think you have to unmute yourself. There you go.
Okay. I don't think that I've changed anything. I think I'm learning as I go still. So I think I'm just improving each time I reach out to people.
Yeah. Do you always mention the opportunity? Is that how it's going? I
do. I always slip it in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And
yeah. No, and I think that's important. And I think the difference too sometimes is the caliber. If we're looking for runners, right? Because anybody can sign up to be an ambassador. You don't have to want to work the business, right? And this Zoom is specifically about people that would like to. And so, looking for people like that, we're looking for people that scare us. Really, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for successful people. We're looking for influential people. We're looking for happy, excited, fun people. Servants of, people that want to serve people and help people. That's what we're looking for. And sometimes those are the most intimidating people to reach out to, in my opinion. But it only takes 1 or 2 guys to just completely change everything. So I just want people to kind of change their mindset a little bit when they're doing their reach outs to folks, and really, really try to grasp the immense power and possibilities with the opportunity that we have. There is no other opportunity like this in network marketing for $34.95 to be able to give you an income, time freedom, and value like ours. There isn't. I mean, I know a ton of different people in network marketing, and it's not the same. And they work just as hard, and it's just comp plans, they're all very different. And ours is extremely fair and very generous. Questions? Yes, Emily.
So I know I've, obviously done a lot of these, but what do you like to say as a follow-up when you reached out just about the opportunity?
They didn't respond to me?
Right.
Okay. Usually what I'll do is I will interact with them on Facebook if I can in a genuine manner, okay? But sometimes I reach out to people that don't post a lot on Facebook, you know what I mean? And so that's just not something that I can do. But I'll probably shoot them another message and say, listen, I know you're busy. Believe me, I understand. And I know that you probably just didn't have time to get back to me. But I'll say something like, it's okay if you don't think this opportunity is for you, but I feel like it was my genuine duty to reach out to you and let you know why you could be incredible at this. Please feel free to tell me you're not interested. It's okay. You know what I mean? Or please tell me if it perks your curiosity at all, or if you have questions or hesitations. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. And I think, just being real and just understanding, because I get non-responses all the time. And I think it might be beneficial for me and for everybody to kind of look into some trainings on that. I think Ray Higdon has some as far as like getting people to respond. Utilizing questions at the end, as far as like trying to set up a time to talk, or even utilizing the whole thing. Like I said, listen, if this is something that's not for you, like in your first message, if this is something that's not for you, no hard feelings, no worries at all. But I'm looking for people who are ready to link arms with me and, change lives. So if you have even an inkling of curiosity and want to chat, let's meet up on Tuesday. If Tuesday doesn't work for you, let's figure out a time, whatever. But having a question in there. But I think the confidence factor is really important. No wishy-washiness when you're sending messages. No apologizing, none of that. Sorry to bother you, but, none of that. Because the confident thing and, really helps. And if you're, not very far along in your journey and like, you don't feel like you can be like, making this much money and I'm blah, 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 talk about our team, talk about your dreams, talk about the fact, Ray Higdon always says, I'm going to do this with or without you. But I'd love to do it with you, sort of thing. I mean, that can be said in the message. And where you paint the vision, start painting the vision. I think that's the bottom line. When you're sending these messages, start painting the vision that you have for yourself and for your future team if you don't have a very large one right now, or you don't have an active one, right? Because some of us have teams that have, that's the name of the game. Okay. Any other questions? Emily, too, I also send Diamond Docs, especially if there's one that I know will resonate with them. I do that a lot. I'll just say, listen, this is one of the reasons I thought about to reach out to you in the first place. She reminds me a lot about you, or whatever.
Right. Yeah. I've been working on that. And yeah. This one girl I met, I don't know, through this item I'm selling, she seems like she could be interested, but she's like, maybe not right now. And so I asked her too, I'm like, do you know anybody? So I think that's something for our team to do too. Like if they're not ready, I think Sarah Taylor used the word connectors, and I like that word. And she actually was like, yeah, some people are looking to kind of earn some money, so maybe something will come out of it. But I think it's always a good reminder to ask for some type of referral, or like I said, connector is such a great word, you know.
Such a good point. I'm so glad that
Because
you
if they
brought that
feel
up.
like they have good qualities, and they probably have friends like that. So
Yeah. And a lot of times if you can get their mind jogging and they say that, they might say, well, maybe I should do, you know what I mean? They might want to hop on and say, you know, because you could say, well, they could sign up under you, not me, sort of thing.
right.
But yeah, always ask for referrals. You know, that can be something for sure that you follow up with too. Listen, if this isn't for you, no problem, no sweat. But girl, I know you're connected and I know you have, you know, blah, 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 blah. I would love for you to, you know, shoot me some referrals, or if you know anybody looking for an opportunity like this. Yeah. Great, great advice.
When you send them a diamond dock, do you ask them like what they thought, or like about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because that's kind of a new thing for me. So
what I usually do is I send the diamond dock. I tell them why I sent that specific one. And then I say, you know, I'll follow up with you in a couple days to see what you thought. And then I do. And I just say, you know, what did you think when you watched that? How did you feel? You know, I mean, I think it's really about the feeling connection. You know, and I mean, some people will be like, I didn't watch it. And you're like, okay. You know, and you have to learn how and where to spend your time, right? You know, if people aren't going to engage, then you just say, you know, it sounds like it's not the best time for you right now. And then you can do the referral thing, or you can do the, you know, I'll circle back around, you know, at a later time, or let me know if you know, decide that maybe you're interested in learning a little bit more. Happy to meet up with you whenever, sort of thing. And then they'll continue to watch you, you know. And that's why it's so important to be talking about the opportunity on social media too, you know. Most people that join your team and end up being customers and things like that, or teammates, don't like or comment on your posts. So don't get discouraged if no one's commenting and liking your posts. They're watching. You know, it's not abnormal. If you look at like Diamond's posts and they have like 300, 800 likes, they're all Plexus people, guys. So like, don't like be like, oh my God, nobody likes my posts. And we're always here to help. What'd you say?
I said, it does look good. I'm like, you know, nonetheless, it's like, it still says 300, you know, you're like, oh man.
For sure. But it's all Plexus people. And we're here, you know, we have that juicing group where we kind of boost each other's posts. So if some of you aren't in it, you can ask to be added and we can add you. And you can ask for help whenever you want on your posts. Obviously, you know, it's hard for me to comment on everybody's posts. I try my best, but, you know, it's difficult. So if there's a post that you make that you want me to comment on, just shoot me a message. I'm happy to help. Okay. All right, guys. Any other questions? No? Good. All right. I will see you all later. Have a good night.